What's up, terabytes? I'm Tara with Tara Simon Studios. What's up, guys? And today I'm going to be reacting to me. And this is a music video of mine of a song I wrote in response to my experience on the X Factor called Walk Away. Here we go. Let's do it. Oh, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, click the notifications button, and check out the description box below because there's all sorts of goodies there just for you. Now, here we go. Oh, so many memories.
My tongue is a sharpened arrow. I haven't walked the straight and narrow. Times are hard, so I become hard too. Well, don't you dare stand there and judge me. How dare you be ashamed of me when I have seen the many flaws in you. Yeah, it's true that you don't gotta dig deep to get the dirt on me.
Okay, before we get to the chorus, I have a few things to say. Number one, let me just tell you a little backstory on this music video and how it was shot. So we had a location all picked out and a whole crew and everything was like pro and ready to get set up. I spent money that I did not have at the time on this music video because I felt it was so important to be heard since X Factor did me so dirty and everyone believed what they saw. I felt like I really needed to sort of vindicate myself musically because the only way I knew how. And so we had this location picked out and everything, and no joke, at like 5 a.m. that morning, it fell through. And I was just like, Lord, I don't even know what to do or where to go. Well, my makeup artist was like, I have a friend who has a really big, pretty house because we were looking for a house that already had like pretty stuff behind it so that I didn't have to spend money building a set too. And she was like, let me call them up. They live in Rome, Georgia, which is in the middle of hecking nowhere. So far, like over an hour and a half from where we were. Turns out they opened up our home to us. These people who have never met me, never even seen me on X Factor actually, opened up their home to us and our film crew. And we shot there the entire day for free even. It was such a blessing. And I'm still friends with them to this day. I was so grateful for them. And so thank you so much to the Bossies for lending me your beautiful home. Also, let's talk about songwriting here for a second because if I haven't already released it and if there's not a link in the description below, I do have a songwriting course that will be released or already is released by the time you're watching this video. So check that out in the description box below. But breaking down songs is something that I actually really love to do, and I happen to feel like I'm pretty good at it. And when I write music, especially being a songwriter that tends to be a little pop driven, especially in this song, you pay very close attention to form. And this song is the stereotypical pop hit format. And if you want to know more about that, then definitely get in the course. It dives deep into song form, chord progressions, lyrical syncopation, as well as syllable counting. So many things. But this first verse is all about the standard ABA format, which is like that first verse, and then you've got a little pre-chorus, and the B is the chorus, and the pre-chorus is very short. Yeah, it's true that you don't gotta dig deep to get the dirt on me. Moving on, okay, it kind of sets you up for the chorus, which is the payoff of the song. And the double thing here with the mirror was really to represent the fact that the girl in the pink is who I really am and who I thought I would be portrayed as, and the girl in the mirror with the red and the black who's all like attituded out, that's who they made me out to be. And although I have my days where, you know, I'm sure everyone does, where you can be that girl, it's just really not who I am. And if you've watched my channel, you know that. So now we're gonna move on into the chorus, which is the thing that repeats and which is the hook of the song itself. Here we go.
Go on and try to take the mess I made and throw it in my face. I'm gonna let he who's never made mistakes be first to cast the blame. Is there anyone out there who claims to be a saint? Step forward, grab your rocks and take your aim. Drag your stones and walk away. Walk away, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there real quick too. So this chorus is actually taken from one of my favorite biblical references where these men were about to stone a woman in the Bible for sins that she committed. And Jesus came to them and he said, "Is there anyone here who is without sin? If so, cast the first stone. But if not, then drop your stones and walk away." And one by one, every single one of the men had to drop their stones and walk away because they knew that they were not also without sin. And so there's this level of hypocrisy, right, that's always going on, and this self-righteousness, and Jesus just called them on it, and in the light of that, they just could not move forward. And it's such a powerful imagery. And so that's how I felt. It's really how I felt. Like, people who did not know my name before this show were ready to literally threaten my life. Yes, that happened to me. Threaten my family's lives because of something that they thought was true on television, which just simply was not. And so I felt like, I felt like almost like that woman, like, you guys are ready to seriously stone me. Like, people would say things like, "I hope you die tomorrow. I hope your voice, your throat gets slit so that you can never sing again." I mean, the craziest hateful things over something that actually wasn't true, over an image that I was portrayed as that I was just not. And so this chorus, go on and try to take the mess I've made and throw it in my face. I'm gonna let he who's never made mistakes be first to cast the blame. Is there anyone out there who claims to be a saint? Step forward, grab your rocks and take your aim, or drop your stones and walk away. And it felt so good to write that. And I wrote this song in about 10 minutes. And those, I feel, and if you're in the songwriting course, you know this too, those songs that you write so quickly, they're usually the best one. And Sir Elton John can actually attest to that too. He will say that the best songs he's ever written are within 15 minutes or less. And I did write this song in about 10 minutes, maybe 9 minutes in some seconds. It just kind of wrote itself. You'll hear people say that too. The song just kind of wrote itself. And this definitely was that for me. And the chorus just feels so good to hear. It felt so good to record. It felt so good to write because there was such pure truth behind it and such meaning and symbolism for me within the context of that show. Okay, so let's go to the second verse now.
You say that I have nothing but the best intentions, but I don't follow
Like
through
so,
with
yeah.
them. I guess you're perfect, I'm the villain, I'm the loser, you're the winner. But I don't have to stand and listen to the venom you are spitting. If I never see you again, it's too soon. Yeah, I know that you don't gotta look far to get to my bleeding heart.
Okay, so a couple lines in there that were amazing for me to write and to record and to hear and react to right now is, "But I don't have to stand and listen to the venom you are spittin'." Like, whether you praise me or you criticize me, I know who I am, I know whose I am, and therefore I don't have to be affected either way, good or bad, by anything anybody says of me. And I pray that same truth and that same sense of peace in your heart for you as well. But yeah, it's true that you don't gotta look far to get to my bleeding heart. We are all human, and we all feel a sense of needing to matter, needing to belong, and the saying isn't always true that sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Sometimes they do, and you have to have enough of those hard knocks to realize that through that hurt, you can control eventually how you feel about people feeling about you. You can control that. And so knowing who you are and whose you are for me was the biggest step. And I had to learn that through X Factor, because at first all the opinions really bothered me. All of the things that people said about me really, I was near suicidal, guys, at one point. I had a knife to my wrist in the bathroom at one point because I felt, have you just ever felt so misunderstood by someone or a group of people that you just want to scream to the top of your lungs, like, "That's not who I am, you've got me all wrong." And that feeling of being misunderstood makes you feel unseen. And we're designed to be seen and to matter in this life. And so it really kind of goes against the very grain of who we are as humans and what we are created to be. It kind of takes that away from you. And for me, the feeling of being misunderstood was something I really had to grapple with and come to terms with, and allow God to show me really who and whose I am. And once I accepted that and made peace with that, I could read the comments and I could hear the hate, And I could also hear the praise, and politely and respectfully, the praise wouldn't do anything for me, and politely and respectfully, the criticism and the hate wouldn't do anything for me either, because I'd already made up my mind after that as to who and whose I was. So let's go to the chorus one more time. Here we go.
Go on and try to take the mess I made and throw it in my face. I'm gonna let he who's never made mistakes be first to cast the blame. Is there anyone out there who claims to be a saint? Step forward, grab your rocks and take your aim, or drag your stones and walk away.
That was fierce.
Drag your stones and walk away. Drag your stones and walk away. Drag your stones and walk away. I am one voice, stepping out of a million, make some noise for one brave soul, marching out to the beat of their own drum. My heart, it beats, and there's a lovely mistaken beautifulness of me.
Okay, so fun fact about that section, which is the bridge, by the way. So we've gone verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, and then verse 2. Did I do a pre-chorus? Yeah, I did, Bleeding Heart. So pre-chorus and then chorus. Now this is the bridge, okay? So this is funny because the sun was setting, as you can see in the background, and we literally had 5 minutes to get this shot right. And we were moving from inside the house to outside. By the way, this is our backyard patio. Just saying. So we had like 5 minutes to get it right, and the sun was just sinking and sinking and sinking. So we shot this all in one take really, really fast because we were running out of daylight, and that was not a good feeling because that was it. We only had one chance. So I was so grateful for how great it turned out. It was a really nice kind of palette cleanser from the other visuals in the video. And now we're moving on into the chorus. But this, for me, lyrically, I wanted to bring home the cohesive kind of whole of humanity in the bridge. The whole song was about me, and it still is, but in the bridge, I use words like one voice, you know, stepping out of a million. I wanted to kind of bring in the whole, like this is not just how I feel, but this is gotta be how so many others feel who are listening. So even though you're one person out of a million, you still have your voice, and you can march to the beat of your own drum, even though you're flooded in masses. And so I wanted to bring home the point that you do matter and I do matter, even though sometimes it seems like we are one person and we can't make a difference or we won't be heard. You're putting yourself out of the running anyway if you think that way. So you may as well think the other way and try. And who knows, maybe you end up one day being heard and your voice shoots to the top of all of the noise, and for that one shining moment you are heard and you're making a difference, and someone really, really needed to hear what you have to say. And so that's really kind of what this bridge was about. I'm not perfect, this lovely, mistaken, beautiful mess called me. Look guys, I'm a hot mess sometimes. You should see the inside of my car, I'm not gonna lie. But it's beautiful, and I am beautiful, and you are beautiful, and the self-loathing and the self-judgment, whether it comes from inside of us or from outside from someone else, it's just gotta stop. And so I hope as you're listening to the song that you take the lyrics to heart, and maybe it becomes your anthem to get you through a tough time like it did for me. So we're gonna go back into the chorus after the bridge again. We're gonna change scenes and let's see what happens.
Go on and try to take the mess I made and throw it in my face.
These are the clothes I wore on X Factor.
Never made mistakes, be first to cast the blame. Is there anyone out there?
My eyes were red because I was crying.
Come on, step forward, grab your rocks and take your aim, or drag your thoughts and walk away. Drag your thoughts and walk away.
admit, guys, I'm pretty proud of that. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so in case you didn't see X Factor and didn't recognize the clothes, the hat and the blue dress was what I wore in my first audition that was televised anyway. There were many auditions before that, by the way, but the first that was televised was that one. And then the Hervé Leger dress was the last dress I wore on the last episode, so kind of bring it full circle. And in, you know, the symbolism of me folding them in the drawers and just kind of smiling was, hey, you know, there were good memories on the show, and that is something that was an accomplishment for myself in my musical career. But putting it in the drawer kind of for me was like putting it away. Like, I don't need that to define me. I didn't need it really to validate myself as a singer. And if you want to know how I even got on the show, watch the other reaction I did to myself on X Factor, and I think I explained it in there. It had nothing to do with me, frankly, actually. But me putting those things in the drawer was just making peace with the situation, putting it behind me, and walking away. And as you can see at the end, that's exactly what I did. And it's not that I'm trying to forget what happened. I learned so much from it, and I've actually been able to help so many artists get onto these shows. In fact, at TSS, we have represented a student or students on every single show that there is out there as far as major talent competition televised is concerned. And the things that I was able to learn through my experience, unfortunately, although they were negative for me, I was able to warn and to guide my students away from that same fate happening to them with poor editing and things like that, because I knew then how they did it to me. So I was able to then tell them, look, it's not just about your voice, it's about couch time, which is your story, and how do you talk, and what are your facial expressions, and are you animated, and do you take big breaths in between? Do you scratch your mic so they can't use that footage? I mean, there are so many things strategically to think about if you want to be portrayed positively on those shows, because they can take that footage, which they have hours of, and use it in any way they want. Trust me, I know. So I find it to be a blessing that I was able to turn lemonades from lemon from my situation and kind of vindicate myself in that way by helping others. And this music video for me was also that. In fact, fun fact, X Factor, of all things, shared this music video when I released it. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's a good look for you or not. Like, why are you sharing? It was like any kind of publicity or any kind of like story they could blast out and try to take credit for, they did. And I was just like, this song is not like a compliment to you. I don't know why you're sharing it, but they did, so whatever. Anyway, let me know if you like this song, and if you're interested in songwriting, I would love to help you. There's definitely a course that we've released for that, or are releasing. If it's not in the description box, that means it is not released yet. We're just in the final stages of releasing it, and by the time you watch this video, it may already be there. So make sure that you check it out if you're interested in songwriting. And if you're a singer on your vocal journey wondering if you should be on a vocal journey, check out Insta reactions or private lessons in the description box below. If you're wanting to go from bad to good, good to great, or great to pro, check out Sing Smarter Not Harder. It's my signature 8-week course, and that is also in the description box below as well. Thanks so much for watching this, guys. I love you so much. I need you to know that. I need you to know that you matter, that you are beautiful, and that you are worthy of love. So be kind to someone today, spread faith, not fear, love, not germs, be a blessing in a stranger's life, because that is the secret to how we change the world. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.